All right, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on three hidden factors that have this wild, surprisingly powerful ability to predict your future success. You know, have you ever looked around and wondered why some people just seem to have it all figured out? Like they're always coming out on top, while other people just can't catch a break. Is it all just luck? Good genes? I mean, sure, that's part of it, but there are these powerful, hidden forces at play. And today, we're going to dig into exactly what they are. Okay, so let's just dive right in. Our first clue is something that sounds almost, well, absurd. It's like a lottery you didn't even know you entered the day you were born. To see what I mean, let me tell you a quick story about two kids, Alex and John. They're both born in the year 2000, they're on the same youth football team, they get the same coaching. But Alex is just way better. He's the star player. John, on the other hand, is kind of struggling to keep up. So, what gives? Well, here it is, the secret advantage. Alex was born in January. John was born all the way at the end of the year in December. So even though they're on the same team, grouped by the same birth year, Alex is a full 11 months older. And when you're a kid, that's a huge deal. He is physically bigger, stronger, and just more developed. And this isn't just some random story about Alex and John. It's a real thing, a well-documented phenomenon called the relative age effect. You might have heard about it from Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers. The idea is simple. Because we group kids by the calendar year for things like sports and school, the ones born earlier in that cycle just have a natural head start. And if you think that's just a small thing, check out the long-term impact. Take a look at this chart of professional football players' birthdays. The number of players born in January, February, and March is just off the charts compared to the end of the year. The data is so clear, you just can't argue with it. And listen, this isn't just a sports thing. Not at all. We see it in education, too. And the effect just follows whatever the cutoff date is. For example, in the Netherlands, the school year starts in October. So who are the youngest kids there? The ones born in September. And guess what? They're the ones most likely to struggle and even repeat a grade. This tiny head start, or disadvantage, can literally send ripples through their entire life. So let's move on to our next factor, because this is where things get really interesting. You're probably thinking, okay, but a few months, that stuff evens out over time, right? Well, not so fast. In fact, what usually happens is the exact opposite. Those small leads can become massive victories. Let's go back to Alex, our January kid. Because he's a little bigger and a little better at a young age, what happens? He gets noticed. Coaches give him more attention. He gets more playtime. Then he gets picked for the all-star team, which means better training, more experience, and that tiny edge just snowballs. It grows and grows, while poor John gets left behind. So this idea of advantage piling on top of advantage, yeah, there's a name for that. It's called the Matthew effect. It basically says that people who start with a leg up tend to get more and more opportunities, while those who start behind find it harder and harder to ever catch up. You've definitely heard the saying that sums this up perfectly. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's the same idea. The star athletes get the best coaches. The top students get the most attention. Advantage just builds on itself. And think about this in a totally different context, like generational wealth. If your parents can help you out with the down payment on a house or pay for college, you are getting a huge head start. You can start saving and investing years before someone else, and then boom, you pass that advantage onto your own kids. It's the Matthew effect in real time. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds kind of depressing, right? The relative age effect, the Matthew effect. Are we just doomed by our birth date or where we started? Is our fate totally sealed by things we can't control? No way. And that brings us to the third, and honestly, the most powerful factor of all. This is the one that puts the control right back in your hands. It's all about building a winner's mindset. Now, to really get this, we've got to talk about this super simple but kind of wild experiment called the tube test. Researchers take two mice, stick them in a narrow tube from opposite ends, and basically, they let them duke it out until one mouse pushes the other one out. Now, this is where it gets crazy. The mouse that won that first little showdown, it was way more likely to win its next fight against a totally new mouse. And the one that lost, you guessed it, much more likely to lose again. Just one win or one loss completely changed their behavior. It literally boosted the winner's confidence and testosterone while draining the losers. What those scientists saw is the biological root of what we call the winner effect. success breeds more success. It creates this positive feedback loop in your brain. But here's the catch. It's a double-edged sword. Losing can kickstart a downward spiral just as easily. So the big question is, how do you use this? It all comes down to the story you tell yourself. For instance, say you work up the courage to ask someone for their number, and they say no. The old story is, I failed, I got rejected. But what if you told a new story? What if you said, I won because I was brave enough to face my fear? The outcome didn't change, right? But the internal story did. You turned a loss into a win. And this is the absolute key to the whole thing. Your brain doesn't know the difference. As long as you believe it's a win, you get the same chemical boost of confidence and motivation as if it were some huge objective victory. Your perception is your reality. So you can start building your own winner effect, your own upward spiral right now. Just start noticing the small wins. Did you get out of bed on time this morning instead of hitting snooze? That's a win. Did you finally do that little chore you've been putting off? That's a win. Make a healthy choice for lunch? Win. These things might seem tiny, but stop brushing them off. Acknowledge them. Stack those wins.
All right, so let's bring it all home. When you look at these three powerful forces, the birth lottery, the snowball of advantage, and the winner's mindset, what's the big takeaway here?
Look, the big message is that your story isn't written in stone. Not by your birthday, not by where you started. Yeah, some people get a head start, but the winner effect proves that what truly shapes your future is your resilience and your willingness to reframe your own journey. You get to be the author of your own story. So, I want to leave you with a question. A challenge, really. To start building that upward spiral right now, what's one small win, just one, that you're going to claim for yourself today?